Hello, I'm KHOU meteorologist Chris Ramirez, and La Niña has returned, according to the Climate Prediction Center. And usually what ends up happening is that we have stronger trade winds that like to push those cooler waters in the equatorial Pacific in an area known as the 3.4 region. And so when that usually happens, it ends up displacing the jet stream, especially as we look at the winds in the upper levels of the atmosphere. And this in turn brings changes in our weather pattern, and we're able to see that jet stream a bit further north, especially as we head into the next few days. So when there is a La Niña pattern here across the U.S., we have colder conditions, cooler than normal temperatures out in the north, wetter conditions in portions of the Midwest, and then warmer and drier conditions all across the south. And that's not really good news for us here across southeast Texas. As you look at the drought report, we have a large portion of the country enduring drought, especially across the deep south. But for us here, we have those moderate drought conditions that are now in place for portions of Harris County. That does include Cleveland, Liberty, portions of northeast Houston. And we hadn't had much rain, especially in the past couple of months. I know that we've had a pretty wet summer, but for the month of October, we've only received 1.77 inches of rain. And looking at the yearly rainfall totals, we are 10 inches in deficit from what we usually see for this time of year. So this really could mean that we could see a drier outlook as we head closer to November. Also, La Niña tends to impact the tropics as well. We can't forget that we are in hurricane season still. And so when we have a La Niña pattern present, we have lower wind shear, which wind shear is higher wind speeds in the upper levels of the atmosphere, and you usually get more storms out in the Atlantic and the Gulf region. However, we are expecting to be later in hurricane season, so we're not going to see too much impacts of this. And this La Niña period is expected to be very brief and short. It only expected to last through November. According to the Climate Prediction Center, we could see it transition into an INSO-neutral period, and that's when the ocean water temperatures in the equatorial Pacific are around the seasonal normal. But like I said, this may hint at a drier outlook for southeast Texas as we head into the next coming months.